Justice for Mohbad has become the more you stare, the more you look, the less you see. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, some people said family members of Mohbad. I don't want to start pointing who or how close they are to Mohbad. I don't want to point that, but generally, I just want to give you a slight hint, because what you're about to see, what you're about to hear, it will want to kind of shake or kind of rock that you already had before on humanity. It will rock it a little bit, but then I want you to be strong. I want you to realize that human beings will always be human beings. We've been on this journey of justice for Mohbad for a while, and it came with a lot of intrigues. It came with a lot of U-turn here and there, and people started asking questions. People got frustrated. They kept asking. They want to know why. They just cannot understand why it seems there is a kind of headway or success, and all of a sudden, it seems there is a kind of implosion, like something from inside. And you'll be wondering, who and why, to what end? They're not, when you begin to kind of like try to resolve it, let us not do like that. It is still the family of Mohbad. It is that. There was a time Cynthia came on national television. She went all over social media. She said, it's my time to talk. My father-in-law has been talking. And father-in-law say, no, I am not father-in-law. This is not my daughter-in-law. She produced a picture and claimed that she got married to Mohbad, even though there is no register that bears that. Regardless, native law and custom is acceptable to a certain extent. As it is, it seems Mohbad's revenue that he has accrued after his demise, and DNA, and more, it has finally, there is a big, huge explosion that will shock you to your bone marrow. Who is playing who? Who tricked who? Who and who is involved in what eventually unalived Mohbad? The heart of human beings. It is so deep. It is so deep that even the scriptures of Christians says only God can find it. And when they say only God can find it, doesn't mean God will come down from heaven to begin to search into the hearts of men. God will make use of human beings like you and I to go deeper through scientific means and some other ways of probing into that depth of wickedness, depth of evil. Ladies and gentlemen, join me on this journey. It's going to be a roller coaster one. Please tighten your seatbelt. Like, share, tap on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Returning subscribers and those that have been here, a big thank you to those that have tapped, smash on that thanks button, the one with the love icon, the last sign in the middle of it. May God bless you. May your pockets never run dry. Let's get right into this one. Still on justice for Mohbad. The justice that we all have been on about for this long. At this point, well, let's get right into it.
Ọmọ 26 years old.
Bàbá yẹn ò mọ̀ pé òun ní kéèsì gan. Ó kéèsì ẹ̀wọ̀n ọ̀run ẹ̀gbọ́n ti Wùnmí lọ. Ṣebí Wùnmí ló pa gbogbo pátì tán wọn kó gbógun ti Wùnmí lọ.
Kí ni àrídájú pé Wùnmí gan ló pa tẹ̀ ń pariwo?
Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa.
Ẹ fi style máa tọrọ dárí gẹ̀ẹ́sẹ̀ fẹ́rẹ́fẹ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀.
Kọ́lọ́run dáríjì wa. Ṣùgbọ́n yọ lọ.
Ó lè lọ́wọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ó lè rí ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí o. Wish tó ti ṣe kiri tó ti tẹwọ́ òun náà o. Ìyẹn ló pè ní accessory after the fact. But like I'm saying, kí ẹ bá padà jáde, ẹlòmíì ti gbẹ ègún sórí ọmọ ẹ because.
Kí bàbá Mohbad máa sọ pé ìyá Mohbad ṣe mistake ìdárúkọ on the 12.
Obi, ìyá Mohbad ti bọ́ta sòtọ́ fún yín ìjọ́ tó mọ kọ́kọ́ kú. Mo ti ka ṣáàtì fún yín. Táwọn olùkú wọn sọ pé ó ti tú àṣírí síta already. Wọ́n láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń play ẹ̀ fún. Ó yá báyìí lè bá ṣe padà sí yí irọ́ padà. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn wèrè tẹ́ kójọ tí ó mọ ní tọ́ra yín pé wọ́n ṣe double agent. Wọ́n tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí shift gbogbo brain yín ẹ̀rọ pẹ̀lú tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn.
Irọ́ yẹn ò ṣe é yí ẹ má tanra yín kò ṣe é yí kò sí ẹ̀kan ló sọ kò sí irọ́ yẹn ó kàn tán.
Èèyàn dá owó fún èmi NGO ló dáwó.
ẹ̀mẹ́ta ló sọ ẹ̀mẹ́ta.
Èmi ò ní ṣòro téèyàn kan dá owó fún NGO ló dáwó fún. Mi ìdẹ̀rù pé anybody tó dáwó fún NGO sọ fún mi pé tó bá wá káwa páwọn aláwa nìkú Mohbad kó bá wa yírọ̀ ọkọ̀ bò torí mi ò rò pé anybody tẹ̀lé bẹ́ẹ̀ mi sọ. Mi ò ṣe nítorí pé mò ń gbowó lọ anybody. Mi ìfẹ́ anybody ní respect nítorí pé ẹ̀ ń dáwó fún mi. I only believe we are working together to get justice for the young boy. But unfortunately, ó ṣì ń rò ní rò pé if you are donating towards my NGO, you deserve my respect and audience. Kò ṣe pé bí mo gbéra mi nílẹ̀ pé mo ti wọ́ra mi nílẹ̀, mo láti rẹ́ra mi nílẹ̀ because time tí mo wọlé sí, mo fẹ́ fi ara mi nílẹ̀, sacrifice ara mi pé ẹgbẹ́ ẹ ṣe àtúnṣe kí n ran public lọ́wọ́ because the public have been long deceived. Tó bá yẹ pé àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ìdọ̀tí yóò lè rẹ́ mi lára. Mo ṣe lè preserve ara mi, mo ní akọ́wọ̀n bá tèmi, mo ṣe rí ẹgẹ́.
Wọ́n tún invite èèyàn wá kó wá tú gbogbo kámẹ́rà. Wọ́n tún invite èèyàn kó wá tú gbogbo kámẹ́rà nù ilé tó yẹ pé kò sí kọ̀ọ̀kan kí lè tẹ́ fi wá tú gbogbo kámẹ́rà nù ilé.
Mo dìídì wọlé nìyẹn, apá tí TV wà ń bẹ̀.
Àṣírí yín ti tú o. Àṣírí yín ti tú.
Wọ́n fi transmit sínú TV.
Kọ́dún tó dàrú.
Condit ni wọn ò lè yọ, ó wà ń bẹ̀. So at the end of the day, ìjọ kan lèèyàn máa kú, mi ò bẹ́ anybody ṣàdéhùn pé mi ò ní kú, but mo wíṣì láti dàgbà, òṣìpá àdúgbà náà kò pọ̀ jù náà, torí gbọ́ tó gbé olóyè náà ti rí for now, ó ti yé yín, fẹ́rẹ́fẹ́ díẹ̀ bá òtútù máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mú mi, òbèbè lè ọ̀fẹ́ dún láti sìn pé wọ́n á rí pé ó fẹ́ ju sáyé, tó bá àwọn kan tó ní ṣẹ́jú díẹ̀ sí, kò sí ẹnájì mọ̀ wá gbọ́ ọmọṣẹ́ bá ń gbé sí, èmi ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ lo gbogbo táìmì ẹ̀ tààrà púpọ̀, wọ́n bá díẹ̀ ó bá ti ní wọ́n ṣáà gbé sí.
Mo fẹ́ ká máa fọwọ́ pùṣì ohun òkè.
Ó bá ti ń di pé ọmọ bá ń fi gbé sí ilé àwọn tí lè nìyẹn. So kí wá ló kù náà díẹ̀ ìwọ̀nba díẹ̀ ká lò ó tẹ́gungun wà to make the society better. Ṣé tí yẹn kọ́ mọ̀ sọ? Ọlọ́run I will always be grateful to the public.
Mo like àwọn people yìí gan. Ẹ mọ̀ tí mo fi like wọn Mr. Yomi. Wọ́n sáré jẹ ayé tó máa jẹ. Gbogbo wọn sáré jẹ ayé bàbá ìyá àti ìyàwó àtàbúrò wọn sáré jẹ ayé parapà. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé àdé ẹ̀ǹdẹ̀ fàyè ọ̀hún.
Ìyẹn ti ra jíìpù white pamọ́. Discovery.
Mo like wọ́n sáré jẹ ayé. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé jẹ́ kí n jẹ ayé ti máa jẹ kí n tó padà lọ ṣẹ̀wọ̀n. Wọ́n ti sáré jẹ ayé wọn pápápá.
Owó burúkú yẹn ló ń dóde. Kò sí iye wọ́n ní ìtẹ̀fẹ́ fún àfi tó bá padà rí àgbákò díẹ̀ kò ní kúrò tó lóò báyìí pé òun náà ara lé sí Lẹ́kí kò béèrè lọ́wọ́ orí ibi tọ́jà gbé ń tà ló ń béèrè.
Tó sọ fún àwọn tèmi níjọ́ tí wọ́n pè ní ó lóun máa ti ẹ̀ wo gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ ní online yẹn mọ́ ń tò òun máa ti mú fún tò òun máa gbogbo nǹkan yẹn mọ́.
Ọ sọ fún yàn but àwọn tó ń ṣògùn fún wa sọ fún wọn pé ẹ̀rọ tẹ ti ṣe ni pé gbogbo ìtẹ́ lọ try tẹsáré kan sìmẹ́ǹtì sórí òkú tẹ bá sí sórí irú ilẹ̀ yẹn máa jẹ́ kó kí ìfòdìdí ọjọ́ mẹ́ta kẹtó rẹ̀ tẹsáré rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ ẹ̀tẹ̀ kó sìmẹ́ǹtì bò ṣé gbà tó máa wú wọn wú farara lọ́wọ́ wọ́n wú pẹ̀lú orí eré but the fact remains that gbogbo ohun tó pamọ́ ojú Ọlọ́run ló tó.
Inú kúlà ni ya bàbá Mohbad wà inú kúlà wọ́n bá fi pamọ́ sínú kúlà.
Ohun tí ó wà so horrible òun ni wípé it's okay to blame the government. It's okay to accuse the Lagos State Police Command.
Mr. Yomi, ẹjọ́, Wùnmí wá bá dírẹ́fà ipe tí ì lọ bíbá ilẹ̀ sùn. Ṣé wọ́n sọ fún lókè ipe mọ́tò dírẹ́fà wà ń ta wọ́n fẹ́ fi lọ ra oògùn gbàtọ́ sáré wá pé kó yà wọ́n.
Wọ́n ní lójúṣì ti fẹ́ má da yín láàmú kàn sọ tiẹ̀.
Ó wá dọ́gbọ́n wá bá dírẹ́fà pé tí ì lọ ibi ilẹ̀ sùn ni ṣe wá wọlé. Ìwọ tó mọ̀ pé dírẹ́fà wà ń ta tó fẹ́ gbowó tẹ́ ẹ̀ fìjà wọlé lọ. Tó tún bọ́lẹ̀ yìí pé kí dẹ́fà wáyà wọn ní mọ́tò àwọn fẹ́ lọ fi ra nǹkan lóru Mohbad ti ń bleed owó ṣèwà bọ́ta ní after 12 wípé tí ì lọ bíbá yìí ilẹ̀ sùn ni ọmọ yẹn ó ga ó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn ti pẹ́ Ọlọ́run dá ìjì mi ó ti ń ṣe ti pẹ́ yẹn ti pẹ́.
Tẹ bá rí lára yín tẹjọ́ ń ṣe justice for Mohbad tẹ bá dá ìyá Mohbad kẹ́dùn ipe ẹ fẹ́ kó pàdánù ọmọ àbí kó ṣe kinní kan it's okay for you to have that kind of opinion. But it will still be honest on your part to you remove yourself from the justice for Mohbad. Because the more you continue to say, ìkúnlẹ̀ abiyamọ ṣé wọ́n máa pàdánù ó dẹ̀ ló tún wá justice àbòsílẹ̀ ń ṣe ó káànú Mohbad mọ́ then justice for Mohbad kọ́ ló ń wá mọ́ yẹn because if you are still looking for justice for Mohbad tó dẹ̀ pé àdúrà lọ́wọ́ nú ẹ̀ because if he played a part in such a way that he acted like we are together ohun tẹ́ ń ṣe fún Brai tẹ́mi fi ń bọ́ lára ẹ̀ àjọmọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀rí ẹ kí ló wá kù kí lè fẹ́ máa blame àwọn aráàta fún.
ẹ kú lójú ẹ tí ò lè sọ nǹkan ṣé yẹn lára àtàwa kú lójú ẹ.
mo fẹ́ béèrè question kan tí kò yé mi tí èèyàn bá lọ tweet èèyàn tẹ́ni yẹn wá pòpà ikú àìbálòyè sọ Yorùbá yẹn tí nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn ṣó máa jókòó tẹ́ni yẹn ni àbó máa jókòó sọ́tọ̀ láti lè mọ temperature tí ẹni yẹn wà báwo ló ṣe máa ń ṣe ẹjọ́ torí kò yé mi.
ìtọ́ gbé ní mọ́tò yẹn nọ́ọ̀sì ó ti kú tipẹ́ kò lè jókòó tì mọ́ ó mọ̀ kó kù lọ gbé sẹ́sẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé normal emergency tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní òun ló máa fẹ́ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ because ó lè nídìí bóyá fẹ́ kó má jẹ́ kó pa yín pọ̀ bóyá ó nídìí CPR. so
á dá fún yín
tó stage yẹn
á dá fún yín.
which was on the 12th or whenever they did it àní ohun tó ṣì wà important jù if Mohbad died on the 11th and for a long time police saw on the 12th baba dákẹ́ corona inquest ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ for almost a year plus. One on the 12th. At some point, kini yẹn ti bàbá lọ́gbọ̀ngbọ̀n pé padà sí di òótọ́ because the moment tí wọ́n ti gbọ́ pé yé Yomi ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀ first time tí a mú àdúrà tí mo wọ lọ sí zone 2 tó ti dárúkọ Zomo ẹ lọ wo dáadáa after gbà yẹn bàbá jáde Wùmí jáde òun náà àwọn náà jáde on the level ni Mohbad kú. Lára àwọn wèrè tí wọ́n ń tẹ̀lé mi kiri àtọlọ́pàá ẹlẹ́bọ̀dè ló fẹ́ investigation yẹn dé. Ṣùgbọ́n kó tó mọ bí ti investigation dé wọ́n ti wò pé we need to quickly come out káwọn tètè aṣọ kílẹ̀ tó wọ́n bá wọn. Nígbà tó rí pé level tó ń sọ yẹn wọ́n ti sọ jáde kò ṣe padà kọ́ ọ lè kó padà mọ́ kó tó mọ̀ pé so kò tí ì sọ gbọ́ ẹ̀ tán. Ẹ rí i pé eventually they go back to their shells. Àwa tún sáré pé òkè o ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì èmi ò gbàṣẹ́ you must tell us what you know. Ó ti give wa ó ti kọ àwọn nǹkan sílẹ̀ àdúrà ti fi àwọn information sílẹ̀ tó lè kọ sílẹ̀ fáwọn ọlọ́pàá everything he needed to put down. Èmi òun àtọlọ́pàá yẹn nìkan lájọ wà ń bẹ̀. Okay ẹ grant ẹ ń bail wọ́n pè mí ìyá ní àwọn bá di ti bẹ̀bẹ̀ ẹ̀bẹ̀ kí lọ́bẹ̀ ọ̀nà ẹ̀bẹ̀ pé kí n má bínú ṣùgbọ́n kan àwọn báwọn ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi táwọn dárúkọ mi ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ kájọ ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ àwọn rẹ̀ àwọn ti submit sí kí mo bá lè rí justice and I said whatever the case may be mi ò lè mi gbẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí wọ́n ní I am not going to step down in King White's case and I will not stop pursuing justice for Mohbad. Ọlọ́pàá yẹn jẹ́ kó yọ pé yes mama ṣe àwọn gómìnà sọ fún yín gbogbo ẹ̀bẹ̀ tẹ́ bẹ̀ yà ìwọ̀n olóhùn ọba yín báyọ̀ mi sọ̀rọ̀ òun lẹ́ti gbọ́ yẹn sìn tẹ́yìn nǹkan tá a bá ka yín mọ́ di kéèsì nǹkan máa ṣe yín I won't take it lightly with you and she responded. I'm going to quote her in her words ó ní ẹ ṣe gan mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbà ní for the first time láti jọ tí ọmọ mi ti kú pé ọlọ́pàá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe ìwádìí ikú tó pọ̀ pé ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rí ọlọ́pàá tó fẹ́ ṣe òótọ́ lórí ikú tó pọ̀ ọmọ mi gangan and I'm ready to cooperate mo ti ṣe tán láti ṣe kí ni láti cooperate pẹ̀lú yín Mr. Yomi ẹ má bínú and she bá and she but no problem ní sùúrù ní wèrè bọ́ọ̀yì tó lóun sami kankan ó ládùúrà ò lo ó ní alẹ́ ẹjọ́ yẹn òun lọ fi and some people still went ahead and listened to such terrible criminals so possible kan fílẹ̀ lálẹ́ ẹjọ́ yẹn ládùúgbò bá dùgbò yẹn ṣe lọ tàgbé wọn ká tó dé zone 2 gan wọ́n bí almost 6 o'clock or 6:30 come out to celebrate pé wọ́n ti fi àdúrà lẹ̀ okay wọ́n wá fà àdúrà lẹ̀ wọ́n dìde àmọ́lá mú what sense is in that one wọ́n fàdúrà lẹ̀ but lójú ìyá Mohbad pẹ̀lú àwọn tẹ̀lọ́ ní connection ó dàbí pé àwọn èèyàn mi ní nǹkan tó lè sọ wọ́n gbé kéèsì criminal case lọ sí court wọ́n dẹ̀ charge King White lọ sí court so they are still coming to tell you junks bóyá mo torí pé mo jẹ́ Yomi Fabiyi lọ fi charge case lọ court before they could charge him to court they need to bring in people from Radisson witnesses ẹmọye wájú àwọn ọ̀gá tó máa lọ. We wanted him to go and face his own Kobatielo so that attention will be focused on the two suspects. In between, the Damola was also begging. And these people will come. One, Yomi Oshekoko. Kini Yomi Bedani. Kile Erebo ki Ebo le Ru kiri Ebo ni mo Bedani ko se mo. Ebo.
Ó dá ṣe ń deny yẹn ló máa mú ìyẹn ló bá mú yín tẹ́ máa fi rangi mú tí tẹ́ fi dín yín mọ́ wọn.
Láàárín èmi àti yín gbogbo lé ẹjọ́ láàárín èmi àti yín gbogbo lé wọ́n sọ pé Wùnmí lọ sí Tanzania ìbọn lọ oúnjẹ ayé káàkiri ní àsìkò tá a wà yìí nísinsìnyí tá a wà yìí tójú ti là yìí obìnrin wo ni ọkọ ẹ̀ máa kú tó dẹ̀ máa rí ìyá ọkọ tó ń ṣe bálabàla tó máa rí bàbá ọkọ tó ń ṣe rédèrèdè tó máa wá jókòó kalẹ̀ sínú ilé tó máa lóhùn ṣopó.
Ó ṣe jàre my dear ada fún.
Ọmọ yìí woman yìí ò ní ọmọ gẹ́ yìí ò ní problem kankan.
Wùnmí náà ó ní life to live now.
ọmọ kékeré dẹ̀ ni 20 how many years láti lọ life ilé ayé.
Tó máa lọ fún interview ó dress lọ bí opó ńgbà bàbá Mohbad máa lọ ó kó ṣe nìṣọrùn.
Ẹ jẹ́ má bìnrin kí n láǹdì dàre ọmọ ọlọ́mọ wà ní tó wá pé ó rí ìyá ọkọ bó ṣe ń ṣe ó rí bàbá ọkọ bó ṣe ń ṣe òun náà ò pé kọ́ má sọ òun lẹ́nu jẹ́ kóun náà gbégbé sẹ́tọ̀ ń ṣe kóun tẹ̀lé step wọn bàbá máa gẹ bàbá sọ pé láyé ìgbàgbà tọmọ òun kú tó láyé òun da ìyàwó dẹ̀ ń gbọ́rú ẹ̀ bàbá máa gẹ fìlà kiri wọ́n wa mọ́tò kiri wọ́n ṣe tún sàn wọ́n lọ rẹ́ǹtì ilé fàṣẹwẹ́ tẹ̀lé kọ́mọ ọlọ́mọ jókòó kó máa ṣe pọ̀ sọ̀gbọ̀n ọmọ kékeré ọmọ ọdún mélòó ni.
Àwọn red flag méjì though recently bẹ́ẹ̀ last week somebody very close to her I mean Wunmi reached out to me dẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa ó ní Mr. Yomi ẹ yé bú Wunmi mọ́ ẹ yé attack ẹ mọ́ ọmọ yìí wà innocent mo dẹ̀ dẹ́ni ẹ lóhùn mo ní mi ò understand ibi tó sọ pé mo ti ń bò ó but these are my own grey areas that I want you to tell me bóyá àrísọ o àbá àrísọ but gbogbo nǹkan ní kẹ́ máa ṣe o ẹ má parọ́ pé mi ń bú ọmọ Wunmi o don't do that. Tell her, iyo ẹkùn tó jókòó o, the debt we owe every child is protection. The only concern I've shown about the child is that ariwo ọ̀rọ̀ DNA no DNA tó ń sọ yìí gbogbo tó ti ń pariwo everything ọwọ́ yìí tó bá ti involve porúkọ 10 lò sínú ọlẹ́sìn máa lọ fún tó bá realize pé it is not concluded ó lè affect mental health tó bá dàgbà lọ́la not indirectly láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ maybe any of his colleagues or anybody tó kọ́ ọba pé kí ló ń lè fi sọ̀rọ̀ sọ́wọ́ yìí tó máa fi lọ sunkún tó bá gọ́gùn lórúkọ ẹ̀ tó bá rí pé wọ́n máa sọ pé léyìí pé kò ṣe bàbá ẹ̀ lóbi kò dẹ̀ ríbi tó ti resolve kìíní yẹn ó sì lè ló ègé sẹ pé ń gbọ́ ta ni bàbá ẹ̀ do you even know your father mo ní gbogbo yẹn kẹrẹ̀ rẹ̀ ó lè affect wọn ẹ̀ pé so the best way to protect that kind of a child tí wọn bá ti lè resolve paternity issue yẹn tó bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tó resolve it is to ensure that orúkọ tó ń lò sí kó má ṣòpò ló fọmọ yẹn ẹni tó bá lóun love boy yẹn is innocent in all ramification give him a different name and let him grow without public eyes so that gbogbo pátákópa yìí wọn lè attach ẹ mọ́. That is the only time I ever spoke about the child. But the other
ẹjọ ọgbẹ ọmọ ẹjọ ẹ má bínú wọn sẹńdì kìíní sí ẹjọ ẹ bá engage life rí yẹn bèbí ẹ rama wọn láì engage life ẹjọ ẹ bá mi engage ẹ sẹńdì ẹ tap ẹ dẹ sẹńdì gift sọnkú Yomi ọkùn yé bú mi ẹ bá mi encourage everybody on the panelist God bless you ẹ continue sir.
So basically money and I explained my part. I said, I am 100% committed to justice for Mohbad. And I will keep saying it. I mean, anything against Wunmi, anything against Baba Mohbad. in anything against Adura, me in anything against Sid Arusha. No personal hatred or interest against them. But if it is the cause of justice for Mohbad, he is taking
don't bully am. Èmi ò bá yàn bully am.
Fọmọ ọlọ́mọ lẹ̀ kán lọ mú kú tó pọ̀ ọmọ wọn bọ́ta tó bá náà wọ́n ṣe DNA test kó fi sílẹ̀ tó bá yà wọ́n mọ̀ bàbẹ́ ikú tó pa ọmọ tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn kó mú bọ́ta ṣe mọ́ ń gẹ fìlà kí náà wà ń kára lọ ṣe ṣó kọ́ fọmọ ọlọ́mọ lọ́rùn sílẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn sì yìn báyìí kò ní fọ́ọ̀tì kankan pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn kankan tó jẹ́ bàbá àti ìyá tó yẹ kó nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọ wọn dénúdénú ó yẹ kó sọ ikú tó pọ̀ ọmọ wọn síta wọ́n wá ń tẹ̀sẹ̀ fọlọ́ kó lọ ṣe DNA test.
Ibi tí èmi ti ní concern òun ni pé now she came out, she said on national TV ó ní bàbá ọkọ òun ló ní kí nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn máa lọ lé ní ìjọ tó gún Mohbad pa ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ láyé ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ lọ́rọ̀. Now if you accepted what the baba did with the nurse kí ló ń padà ṣẹlẹ̀ sí the same baba náà ló sọ pé wọ́n ló mọ̀ pa kú tó pọ̀ ọmọ. So it means that as a wife you have 100% responsibility to give account of what happened to your husband. Tó bá jẹ́ pé nọ́ọ̀sì tó fojú rírí ilé ayé ẹ̀ within 30 minutes tó fojú kan ọkọ ẹ̀ ọkọ tó jẹ́ pé life ẹ̀ wà in danger ó ń sáré káàkiri ọkọ ẹ̀ ò balẹ̀ ìkọ́nà àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ọkọ ẹ̀ wá suggest pé nọ́ọ̀sì kan ń bọ̀ nọ́ọ̀sì ẹ̀ wá jàjà dé kò sí bó ṣe lè trust ọ̀rọ̀ ọkọ ẹ̀ yẹn tó ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ ọkọ ẹ̀ yẹn ṣó mọ lára àwọn tó fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí ọkọ ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ ọkọ ẹ̀ yẹn ṣó ti bá wọn ṣe rí now nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn wá inject kankan sínú bọ́dì ọkọ ẹ̀ ó wá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n declare kó kú lágo 4:00 according to their own script and nǹkan tó lọ package lọ sí Perez àti Kuramed ẹni ẹ fi kún ẹyọ kúrò kó tó padà sílé a máa wọ bí 6:30 to 7 o'clock because Perez yẹn pẹ̀lú traffic tó máa ti wà ń jọ yẹn ẹjọ́ Tuesday lọ́pẹ́ that means to come back into Orchid kó tó lè wọnú Royal Pine Estate wọ́n sì máa lò close to 1 hour or if not more so give and take 7 o'clock lẹ́gbẹ̀ wọlé padà bọ́dì sì máa tutù so at the end of the day títí bàbá fi wá délé bí aago 9 ẹ ti embalm nọ́ọ̀sì tẹ̀lé yín délé ẹ ti ní kí nọ́ọ̀sì máa lọ lé bàbá wá dé ó wá ní kí nọ́ọ̀sì máa lọ. Ask yourself, should it make any sense? Does it really make any sense? Show what reasonable.
Ẹ ṣe gan kú Yomi àǹtí tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kò sẹ́ni tó lè fi wọ́ọ̀ìzẹ̀ ọmọ Ìwùnmí lọ́rùn sílẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ò lè fi lọ́rùn sílẹ̀ èṣùgbọ́n ò lè fi lọ́rùn sílẹ̀ she was there all we asking for is what killed your husband.
I know,
So
ma.
ká pati bàbá ẹ dúró ẹ jẹ́ kí mi sọ tèmi ká pati bàbá jẹ̀bi torí tó bá ń pè tòótọ́ ó mọ̀ ọmọ ẹ̀ ó máa ṣe yẹ́rì jù ó yẹ kó kákò síbì kan kó sóòbù kò yẹ kó máa kọrin òṣì kiri àbí kó máa múra ara ní kiri ó yẹ kó máa wọṣọ ọ̀fọ̀ torí ọ̀fọ̀ ni ọmọ òṣì yìí ọmọ olórí burúkú ni kí ló pa Mohbad là ń sọ kó yẹ rán àwọn ẹnìkan pé kán yé lọ ṣe kínní ẹ̀jẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kí ló pa ọkọ ẹ̀ ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ò mọ kí ló pa ọkọ ẹ̀ kí ni ó pa ọkọ ẹ̀ kí ló pa
That is
ọkọ ẹ̀.
just a simple question. Ìjọba bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ó bèrè ó dá a lóhùn pé ṣe gbọ́kọ̀ òun ni.
Àti ìyá ara rẹ̀ sí kiri they were not there she was present what killed your husband. Kó sì lọ bí ò jẹ́wọ́ bí àrí justice àmì ti wà lára ẹ̀.
láti pa àbí kí ni ìtumọ̀ yẹn.
Kò lè
Hello ma mo understand nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ but ìmúra bàbá káàkiri ṣe bí mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ kọjá sí lórí wọn ìmúra bàbá
it's a
káàkiri.
different thing.
Ẹ fi bàbá lẹ̀ sísá Bísọ́lá mi ò fẹ́ dáhùn ẹ fi bàbá lẹ̀. Ìfẹ́ ọkọ ẹ la pé. Ìfẹ́ ọkọ ìfẹ́ ènìyàn lèyàn pé.
What kill your husband? What kill your husband? What fucking kill your husband? Ṣé ẹni tó wà remorseful àbí ẹni tó kọ ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kú ló ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀? Bàbá ò sí ń bẹ̀ náà. Àgbà ń pẹ́ bàbá èmi ò mọ ohun tó dé tó fi ń ṣe tó ń ṣe and mistake tí everybody ti ṣe ni pé wọ́n support bàbá yẹn tó bá yẹ pé kò ṣe ń pé àwọn group tí ń support bàbá yẹn tó jẹ́ pé a face squarely pé kí ló pa Mohbad ni ní wà níbi tá a wà yìí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ̀rọ.
torí ẹni tó bá ń rí ni wá kíní ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà flexible tá a bá ti lọ báyìí tí kò bá ṣe kíní àtún lọ báyìí you understand me a máa wá in any way ni kò ṣe pé ká máa sọ pé bàbá kan no tí bàbá jẹ́ tó bá yẹn pọ̀ ló pa bá ọmọ ẹ̀ ó máa lọ jẹ́ kíní kò sí ẹnì kan tí Ọlọ́run sọ pé kó gba ẹ̀mí.
Madam Foley ibi tó yẹ ká ìṣìdí ìṣáná kéèsì ogun that if a protest is being led peaceful protest tọ́ba pé
he should be the first person in the queue.
question ti ma bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àbáyé ni pé tó bá yẹ pé bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹtẹ̀ ló ṣe investigation tó wá ní ibi táwọn ṣe investigation dé o wọ́n wá dárúkọ pókè o ta ló ń jẹ́ Zomo ta lẹni tó ń jẹ́ Zomo àmì báyìí ni ò ṣe kíní kan ni ẹ má gbàgbé pé when I came out with my own description èmi ò dárúkọ Zomo síta mo kàn give decision pé ọ̀rẹ́ Mohbad kan wà
4 letter word
àmì ni kí ni ẹni yẹn ta ló mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ Wùmí ló padà bọ́ta tó dárúkọ Zomo bàbá wa bọ́ta kò fẹ́ ká dárúkọ Zomo bàbá wa ń defend Zomo kí ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ mi.
ó yé mi.
àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ ká máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ question yẹn kí ni bàbá ń defend Zomo.
First and foremost bàbá you know Zomo is Mohbad's friend. If an actor, an NGO, tó wá sáré ó fẹ́ mọ̀ tó kú tó pọmọ yín actor tí ò rí Zomo rí tí ò rí Mohbad rí but ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọlọ́pàá ó wá bọ́ta ó give description ìyàwó ọmọ yín wá bọ́ta pé ẹni tí wọ́n ń ṣe àṣọpèjúwe yìí o ọ̀rẹ́ ọkọ òun tó ń jẹ́ Zomo ni ẹ̀yin ò tiẹ̀ wò pé Zomo ẹ má bínú o ọmọ ọ̀rẹ́ mi ni o kí ló ní Zomo ṣe àlàyé ohun tó sọ pé Zomo nǹkan tó sọ pé ó ṣe kò yé wa o ẹ kàn déédéé sọ pé Zomo yẹn ò délé Mohbad rí ṣé ẹ̀yin ni gateman lé Mohbad ni àbí CCTV lé Mohbad wà lọ́wọ́ yìí lè máa ń yẹ èèyàn tó wọlé ẹ̀ wò.
ọyẹ mi ibi tí gbogbo ẹ náà fi bí court ní pé ikú ilé ló pa Mohbad as simple as ABC ikú ilé ló pa.
ẹ mọ mistake tá a ṣe mà nítorí pa ti separate wọn ló kọ sí ẹ tó yẹ kó ń da ogun wọn papọ̀ ni àti bàbá àti Wùnmí o àti Mohbad o tó ń bá wọn fà á kò ní sí gbogbo eléyìí bọ́n tó wọ́n separate wọn bàbá olókọ̀ sí gbogbo eléyìí.
òun ni Mohbad bẹ́ẹ̀ máa kí fún yín ẹ má bú bàbá Mohbad o.
bú wọn.
tó ti yẹ kí ọmọ sọ now the question now is kí ló fà á tí ẹ fi wò pé that approach.
ẹjọ́ ta ló sọ̀rọ̀ láti yẹn náà pé kó má bú bàbá Mohbad wọn ò bú bàbá Mohbad.
ẹ má bú bàbá Mohbad rárá ẹ tó bẹ̀ lórí platform ẹ lè bú bàbá Mohbad ẹ ṣọ́ra yín o.
ọmọ ìṣeré ni ṣé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ mi at the end of the day ẹ ti wá bọ́ta nìyẹn ẹ ti rise in defence kò ṣe pé wọ́n tún jáde lójúmọ́mọ́ o ooru bàbá yìí láwọn ò lè sùn.
aago kan òru.
ní bàbá yìí bọ́ta pẹ̀lú Bukky Jesse ta ló jí Bukky Jesse pé kó lọ ṣe show lóru yẹn. now ó wá ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn Wùmí ti dárúkọ ẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn nìyẹn Zomo yẹn wá bọ́ta ó wá ní òun kọ́ ni Wùmí Mohbad ń bájà ńjọ́ yẹn o ni Wùmí bájà o kí Wùmí má parọ́ mọ́ òun o again ní pé Mohbad ọmọ yín gangan ló bájà ni Wùmí bájà ẹ máa gbọ́dọ̀ mi o ẹ̀yin kẹ̀lẹ̀dẹ̀ sọ pé Wùmí yẹn ló pa ọmọ yín ẹ̀ ń bọ́ta sóríṣiríṣi débi pé ẹ sọ pé tí wọ́n bá ṣe DNA ẹ máa lọ́wọ́ sí ẹni tó pa Mohbad gangan that means pé ẹni tó pa Mohbad ó ń bá Wùmí sùn àbí that is the meaning of that. ọwọ́ bọ́ta sọ́ọ̀sì pé Wùmí yẹn o òun gangan ló ń bá Mohbad jà kò ń ṣòun ló ń bá jà Zomo tẹ bọ́ta protect against an NGO pẹ̀lú ọlọ́pàá and the next thing wọ́n wá ní fídíò yẹn ìjà láàrin Mohbad àti Wùmí tí Wùmí ẹ ti di ọ̀bẹ mú wọ́n lọ send ẹ̀ sí and the people following this baba could not say sir again ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ tọ́ka sí ẹni tó pa Mohbad tó ń bá ìyàwó ọmọ yìí sùn ẹ wá rí fídíò bí tí ìyàwó ọmọ yìí yẹn ti yọ ọ̀bẹ tó fẹ́ gún ọmọ yìí yẹn lọ́gọ́ take action lórí ẹ̀ what is really going on.
So ẹ káàsán gbogbo ilé ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo ilé.
ẹ káàsán.
Mommy light of the world ní sẹ́.
Ìyá mi ẹ káàárọ̀ jàre ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo ilé. Mr. Yomi, and I want to give this little response to Foley. Foley, ìyá mi ṣé mọ̀ gbogbo kíní yìí if you ask me it's close to 2 years now tí wọ́n pa ọmọ yìí sínú ilé tiẹ̀ kò ń ṣe ilé bàbá kò ń ṣe ilé ìyá kò ń ṣe ilé ọ̀rẹ́ ilé tóun fúnra ara ẹ̀ fi owó ara ẹ̀ rà ní ilé tí òun fi àágùn ara ẹ̀ rà ní.
ò ní jẹ̀bi màmá yìí ò ní jẹ̀bi.
ṣé nǹkan tí mò ń sọ yé yín so if at the end of the day for the past bí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n pa á ní bí wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe pa sínú ilé yẹn àwọn èèyàn wà ń bẹ̀ and if close to 2 years now kò tiẹ̀ yẹ for me there's really nothing tó yẹ kí àwa máa wá there's really nothing there's nothing missing you understand there is nothing missing tó yẹ kí public tiẹ̀ máa wá because àwọn èèyàn wà ń bẹ̀ CCTV wà ń bẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ you know ordinarily in a normal scene the whole evidence is you know they are there but when in a case where kí ló ń pè tí wọ́n ò wá sọ nǹkan tó pa ọkọ ẹ̀ which ordinarily lóòótọ́ òun ló yẹ kó sọ nǹkan tó pa ọkọ ẹ̀ or boyfriend there so if she is not speaking up because probably she played a part in the situation or whatever if sure by now àbúrò kìíní wà ń bẹ̀ even tí àbúrò ò bá sọ̀rọ̀ you won't tell me that up until now pé ìyá àbí bàbá àti uncle ẹ̀ tó wà ń bẹ̀ pé wọn ò láìdí nǹkan tó ṣe ọmọ yẹn so for me the same energy before now Sherry energy that you pull in see lórí wọn that was the energy I was putting on her earlier on but when I realized that no let's all just be fair you understand she has her own part I blame her in all honesty I don't pray for her kind of a woman in the life of my children that is the truth because I don't pray to also be that kind of a woman to any man or to a husband no it's terrible you understand so but if in a case where she is now not speaking up how about the family how about the family themselves the father of the child himself, the brother of the boy himself, the uncle of the boy himself. So for me, the same energy we are putting on Nwa, we should also put that same energy on the family.
Yeah, auntie, more understand the intention. On one family really put that much energy. I put a lorry baba no because he wasn't there. I'm on it here,
for me so far so good so far for 2 years
because it's not doing the right thing so I'm
it's not but at the end of the day it's not at the point of the sin of the mother
have to be there. He doesn't have to be there. He doesn't have to be there. That is the way I see it.
Àti bàbá, àti màmá, gbogbo wọn ló mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀, wọ́n mọ kó tó pa
everybody. So the same energy I will put on one, that is the same energy I will put on the sister, the sister of the disease. that called the father and told the father pé kó kására ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kí ló ń kására o.
Exactly.
Kí ni nǹkan tó ń kására?
Exactly. Because èmi náà fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn pé
èèyàn da epo sí ẹni kan kására epo ń gbóná lára epo gbígbóná wọ́n yí dà sóyàn lórí ẹni kan kására ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ṣé ó lè ká lọ sára.
Mọ́mí ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. What I feel about this issue is that Baba Mohbad, and like ẹ jẹ́ ká tiẹ̀ rántí voice note ten play ní the other day about Bukky Jesse. When she made a statement, she said something pé bàbá sọ àwọn nǹkan kan tí mi ò lè sọ. She understand. So I want to believe that bàbá láti ilẹ̀ ní gbogbo family yẹn ti mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Mohbad. Everybody is like gbogbo wọn mọ̀. Okay, tí wọn bá mọ̀, ṣé a fẹ́ sọ pé okay ẹja tún sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn industries àwọn celebrities ẹ̀ yòókù àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ àti everybody dẹ̀ zip mouth wọn tó dákẹ́. Tí àwọn family fúnra wọn tí wọn bá mọ̀ nǹkan kan tí gbogbo náà dẹ̀ dákẹ́ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ kàn wò pé okay bóyá ó ní agreement kan arrangement kan tó ti ṣe initially tó jẹ́ pé it didn't go as planned or it didn't go well with baba ló fi mú bàbá sorry it's okay ló fi mú bàbá tí bàbá fi ní àti pé maybe something happened because ẹ bá wò ipe Karimo ló jáde ó ní àwọn ní kó má lọ sin and all those stuffs nígbà yẹn ló fi mú àwọn èèyàn ẹ mọ̀ tó ń bú bàbá in the long run again làwọn èèyàn tún fi ní bàbá yìí ló dàbí pé ń wá justice ṣó yẹ ní làwọn èèyàn àti bẹ́ẹ̀.
Síta títò nǹkan tó bá change motive yẹn gbà ní pé wọ́n padà ilé táwọn mọ̀ pé irọ́ ni Karimo pa.
Òun náà ni mò ń sọ wípé tó fi mú àwọn èèyàn tó fi ń support bàbá not knowing that it's like this man knows more than what we know but he didn't come out plain. So gbogbo wọn from A to Z because okay kí la fẹ́ sọ kí la fẹ́ sọ nípa issue pé wọ́n lùzì èèyàn tí wọ́n claim páwọn love ẹni tí wọ́n jọ tábàtẹ̀ sọ pé Wùmí tó tẹ̀ jẹ́ tí òun ṣe flesh and blood ẹ understand àwọn tí wọ́n tẹ̀ jẹ́ flesh and blood.
bọ́tí ọkọ ẹ̀ ní ṣèwọ́n lọ́kọ̀ òun.
ọkọ náà ni mo sọ ẹni sùúrù ẹ jẹ́ kí ẹni sùúrù gbogbo wọn pátápátá ó wà nínú morgue látijọ́ ọjọ́ yìí ibi tí wọ́n tẹ̀ tún lédè kò tún sí anybody nínú wọn tó tẹ̀ tún lè make arrangement pé kán gbé sí private place so in order to preserve him.
lówó tó máa sọ
tọkọ abandon ẹ síbẹ̀.
tó bá gbé lọ private wọn lè gbé lọ private owó dà.
That is where we were lóye kaka ti rí pé this family don't care about it. They don't care about it. Wọ́n gbogbo wọn ṣe bó ṣe wù wọ́n. So gbogbo wọn from A to Z gbogbo wọn lọ ní they are all faulty from A to Z but however ẹni tọ́jọ́ ń sùn tọ́jọ́ ń jí òun tiẹ̀ show that she does not have any iota of love for him because there is nowhere you will be with somebody tẹ́jọ́ máa gbé tẹ́jọ́ máa sùn tẹ́jọ́ máa jí ẹni ẹ wá kú ọ̀rẹ́ ni yẹn for the first day second day and you are okay with it you are moving on with your life you are living your life you are and to even crown it all àwọn èèyàn ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ikú tó pa ọkọ ẹ̀ o zip ẹni ẹ̀ ò sọ̀rọ̀ so what are we talking about? Gbogbo wọn ni mo fault.
Sister me, let me
yes,
also say this too. You know, like there's nobody saying trying to justify nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe or why. You understand? Nobody is justifying her own way. But let's even put her aside. Okay, ara tani. Girlfriend ló jẹ́ sí ọmọ yìí, you understand? And don't forget, kò sí ìyàwó as a mother or as a parent, in as much as pé ọmọ wa ti dàgbà àbí ọmọ ti dàgbà ó ti fẹ́ ọkọ, that love that bond as the parent of that child should still be there. Even though pé ó lọ fẹ́ yàwó, ẹni tó gbé wá àbí ẹni tó lọ fẹ́ àbí ọkọ tó lọ fẹ́ ará àtàṣì ni. It will still take time before that person for that person to actually blend into the family, and then you can actually now say, okay, èèyàn wa lélẹ́yìí. Ṣé nǹkan tí mò ń sọ yé yín? This person is part of us. This person is. So let's even put her on her own side. Ibi tó ń wà pé okay, she's an outsider. She is just a wife or a girlfriend. You understand? How about the family? The ẹni tí ó yẹ pé wọ́n close many, because to me, Adura is closer to this person, should be closer to this person than one.
Yes, ma. Àwọn ìyá tó lọ jẹ yán, wọn ti sin ọmọ wọn lọ jẹ yán, wọn tún pọ̀ sí ẹ̀.
Yeah, should be.
Wọ́n pọ̀ sí ẹ̀ pé ká lè rí.
Yeah, should be.
But yes, ma. Nǹkan tẹ́mi ń sọ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ Wùmí ni pé ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ kinní kan fún yín mà. Nígbà tí bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn tó ti lose love látọ̀dọ̀ parent ẹ̀, ó believe pé let me look for love outside. Ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ mi dáadáa lẹ́yìn mà. Kò sí motherly love, kò sí fatherly love, because the attention bàbá yẹn ti wà lọ́dọ̀ ìyàwó mi. Ti ya ó ti wà lọ́dọ̀ ọkọ tó fẹ́. Bọ́ yẹn wá dá dúró. Now ó wá wò pé ta ló yẹ kó ń wá. Ó wá ní Wùmí. Ó wá choose Wùmí as a second person, as the whole life to rely on. They were living together. They were doing things together. Gbogbo nǹkan àti dáadáa o àti búburú. They were doing everything together. Yes, ma. At the end of the day, tí bàbá yẹn kọ́kọ́ ṣe gbì, ibo ni lapses yẹn yọ bí sí. Number one, for years kò sí lọ́dọ̀ bàbá mọ́. Wọ́n kàn ríra wọn ni. Kò lè dàbí ẹni tó wà tí ẹjọ́ tó ń sùn. Tọ́jọ́ ń jí.
See, I'm not taking out that fact. Nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ, òótọ́ ni o pé gẹ́gẹ́ yìí ló yẹ kí kó wà ní in position of probably saying the truth. But don't still forget pé nǹkan tó fà á tí ọmọ yìí lọ bá girl yìí tó lọ ń sọ gbogbo ìgbésí ayé ẹ̀ fún girl yìí to the point pé okay o wọ́n fẹ́ra wọn àbí wọ́n bímọ àbí nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, you understand? It's a failure from the parents' aspect. So to me, if these people are actually to be grieving now, if the parent of this boy sincerely are to be grieving over this boy now, they shouldn't just grieve for pé oku. They should grieve for the time they failed in his life.
Come and condemn ara wọn. You want jẹ̀bi lórí ọmọ yẹn.
The time they failed, and that is where me ibi tell me if you dúró tó fi jẹ́ pé I'm holding them accountable. Because the Bible says, children are the heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is your reward, is our reward as parents. Where is your place in the life of your children? Where is your place? So if you are grieving now, don't grieve. I'm not saying they should grieve like okay, no. What impact did you make? Have you made in the life of this person?
Mommy, last word. Mommy, last word. Mo fọwọ́ àtọmọdé lẹ́nu mà. Òwe kan wà nílùú mi tó máa ń pa. Wọ́n ní èkíní wá ó pa lórí, èkejì wá ó pa lórí, ẹ̀kẹta wá ó pa lórí. Wọ́n ní ó yẹ ká bèèrè lọ pé kí ló ń pa yín lórí. Èkíní ó ń gbó àdúrà ó nìyẹn. Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ jókòó kẹ́rò pé níbo lọ̀nà mi ti wọ́, níbo ló ti wọ́ wá. Ṣé jókòó lẹ́kọ̀ọ́.
Light of the word, Mommy. Question to her very direct. Láti bèèrè lọ́wọ́ mi ni pé your vituperations, your reactions, ní ìjọ tí Mohbad kú, àwọn post yẹn, are they targeting? Mo ti parí òyìnbó ti fẹ́ lè kọ́ àbí pàtẹ́wọ́. Àwọn òyìnbó mi ṣe ń bọ̀.
Òyìnbó yẹn pọ̀ ni.
Vituperation ó pọ̀ gan.
Are you in your honesty saying that gbogbo ohun tó post yẹn àti accusations yẹn lórí pé nọ́ọ̀sì kan bá ogún Mohbad lábẹ́rẹ́ òun nìkan ní gbogbo yẹn ṣojú ṣó jọra wọn ṣé ó jọra wọn? And the question is this: tó bá yẹ pé nọ́ọ̀sì ogún Mohbad lábẹ́rẹ́ ní gbogbo post to give yẹn you have to take him kò ń ṣe spelling ẹ̀lẹ́kọ̀ yẹn o vu ni o ṣó ti yẹ kọ́ mọ̀ sọ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì bẹ̀ nígbà tẹ́ gbé lọ sí hospital aláwọ̀kọ́ àtẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tí wọ́n certify ẹ̀ pé ó ti kú ẹni tó lọ́mọ láyé táwọn òbí ẹ̀ ò tí according to you according to them let me put it that way táwọn òbí ẹ̀ ò tí dé because to the hospital you have been recommended to go and take the body to the mortuary so that you put your love sí kọ̀sọ́ ti bọ́ sí rọ̀lẹ́ kí ló dé tí ó report fọlọ́pàá kọ́nẹ̀ lọ deposit òkú yẹn sí mortuary why did you take it back home ìkẹta bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá yẹ pé same time tó sọ yẹn ni Mohbad kú kí ló dé tó yẹn bá Mohbad tó wá gbé sí abẹ́ staircase and not in one of the bedrooms kí ló dé where is the dignity where is the love ṣàmùkọ́ tó pọ̀ kékeré ẹni tó lè lé gọ́gọ́ kó kú.
ṣẹ́yìn tí ẹ ṣe fọjọ́ kan rí ibi tí Wùnmí ti ń ké nítorí ọkọ ẹ̀ as in kó ké sincerely ṣé bá rí ìyàwó Timothy gbà tí Timothy kú can we spot the difference between ìyàwó Timothy àti Wùnmí as in their reactions.
Wọ́n tẹ̀lé grieve differently and the question kíkọ́ tí wá rí tó tún kàwáyọ̀ yẹn kúrò ibi tẹ́ bá ti connect dot bàbá àti Wùnmí papọ̀ òun ni wípé if you bàbá can come out and say tá bá ṣe DNA màá tọ́ka sẹ́ni tó pa Mohbad but the same ìyàwó ọmọ yìí yẹn náà ló wá ṣe kíni tó wá sí agbègbè ilé odidi Ìkòròdú tó wá sí òkú ọmọ yẹn tó ju nǹkan sójú olórí in the way it should be àbí lẹ ṣe dákẹ́ tí ọ̀rẹ́ yìí tó jẹ́ pastor tí ò sọ fún yín and I want to believe ṣé ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ni o àbí parí ni wọ́n sọ pé Wùnmí lọ bá bàbá tí bàbá tún ṣàdúrà fún ìparí bàtọ́ sí òkú ló ṣe lọ kúnlẹ̀ tí bàbá ṣe tún ṣe àdúrà fún àdúrà kílẹ̀ wá ń ṣe fún yẹn o I want to know what was your prayer to her tẹ wá bọ́ sí TV sí tẹ pé public tẹnikọ́ dáwọ́ fún yín nípa ẹni tó pọ̀ mọ́ yín yẹn àdúrà kílẹ̀ ọkọ̀ ṣe fún ṣàdúrà yẹn máa kọ́kọ́ gbà kẹtó ní justice àbí ẹ máa ní justice fún Mohbad àdúrà tẹ ṣe fúnjọ yẹn máa gbà what is going on because tẹ́ bá sọ pé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ ó bá yín lójijì ṣé ẹ náà tún bá wọn lójijì.
Mr. Yomi, even me, like right from for some time now, láti ìgbà tí mọ̀ tí gbogbo ẹ ti wà clear pé glaring pé àwọn kan wọ́n ń tọ̀ wá ni o Baba is innocent, he doesn't know this, he doesn't know that. Mo ṣáà rí pé no. And that was when I pulled back a little bit on wọn. Now, ibi tẹ́mi tiẹ̀ ti dúró sí ìyẹn wọn lọ́rùn ni pé ibi tẹ́mi ti ń blame ẹ̀ sìn yìí ni pé èmi ò bínú sí wọn pọ́n lórí what's it called lórí ikú bọ̀bọ̀ yìí o because reason being that this is my own opinion. I don't have anything against her because ibi tóun fẹ́ dúró lòun ti dúró. She's not ready to say whatever that happened to the guy, which shows that she doesn't love the guy and she's not interested in whatever anybody's looking for. But àwọn parent ńkọ́ tó mọ̀, ìyá ńkọ́, ìyá gangan, ìyá tó bí ọmọ yìí ńkọ́. You understand? Let's even remove Baba because Baba is even a man. Baba is a man. He doesn't know what it means to go to the labor room or what it means to have nursed a child in your womb. You know? Let's even put Baba aside. Ìyá tó bí lọ́mọ ńkọ́, ibo lẹ fẹ́ gbé yẹn sí. So if ìyá tó bí ọmọ,
miss call.
if ìyá tó bí ọmọ mọ that is gbogbo ìyá tó jẹ ńgbà tó lóyún ọmọ yìí, the pains we go through as parents, if as mothers àti ọjọ́ tó lọ sí labour room fọmọ yìí, if ìyá tó bí ọmọ lè gbàgbé gbogbo experience yẹn because of owó àbí because of I don't know what she's looking for, then what are we talking about? Who am I to hold
kò lè jẹ́ pé omi ló pa Mohbad nìkan.
Ibi wo Mr. Yomi Edro
kó a máa fully support tó fún in the face of a public bó ṣe ohun tó wà mẹ́ ojú wípé somebody who is abroad any connection nínú tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn ibẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ìyá ti ṣe kí ni.
And that is why if we go by kí ló ń pè statement wọn pé ikú tí tó yẹ kó pa ọmọ yẹn ló pa kí ló ń pè ló pa Mohbad. If I sit back on my own, if sincerely pé níwájú Ọlọ́run àtòun fúnra rẹ̀ tó bímọ yẹn wọn pé Mohbad kọ́ ló ní ọmọ yẹn and ọkùnrin tó bá wọn sùn tó dẹ̀ fún lóyún ọmọ yẹn pé ọkùnrin yẹn dẹ̀ wà láyé tí gbogbo kíní yìí dẹ̀ ń ṣẹlẹ̀ pé wọ́n àti àwọn tó ń ṣépè fọmọ yẹn o àtàwọn tó ń bú ọmọ yẹn àti gbogbo ẹ̀, that means ẹni yẹn gangan is not a good person. Ọkùnrin yẹn tó fún lóyún ọmọ yẹn tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé gbogbo kíní yìí wá ṣẹlẹ̀ àná dẹ̀ sì wà ń bẹ̀ ó ń wo ọmọ yẹn kó máa ṣépè fún kó máa ìkálẹ̀ nìyẹn. And wọ́n on her
own the same thing. Kò ní kọ́kọ́ máa jà dúpọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Yes, it can be and the same thing.
But kọ́ tiẹ̀ fi ọmọ yẹn lẹ̀ kọ́ tiẹ̀ má fọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ sí mọ́.
No, I'm just saying. You said something earlier on, Mr. Yomi. Ìgbà tí kí ló ń pè tí Kọ́rọ̀dé gbé kinní wá bá yín bẹ̀ yẹn sí ìtẹ́ni kó gbé kinní yẹn kúrò kó lọ sí kinní. Like, this is a child that does not know these kids, they are innocent, they don't know nothing. It's our responsibility as parents to protect them, to guide them. You understand? It's our responsibility. You know, so if you being the father of this child and you are alive, and let's even assume, okay, what on earth ló máa mú ẹ tó fi máa jẹ́ pé okay wàá fẹ́ ṣèkà fún yàn to the point of láti gba ẹ̀mí ẹni yẹn okay ní ó ti gba ẹ̀mí èèyàn, then go and pay the price and take out the innocent child. Go and pay the price of the sin or whatever crime you have committed, and let the innocent child to let the innocent child live a different life. Ju àwọn àti ẹ̀gbọ́n kínní tó máa gbé ọmọ yẹn wọ́n máa ṣépè wọ́n máa, you understand? To me, that child is just too innocent for this whole drama, this whole thing going on. You understand? So tí bàbá ọmọ yẹn gangan ẹni tó lọ ọmọ yẹn lóòótọ́ pé kò ṣe bọ́ Mohbad ló lọ ọmọ yẹn, tí bàbá ọmọ yẹn bá wà láyé lóòótọ́ tó dẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kí àwọn, because these things are seed. They are seeds that will definitely grow tomorrow. They are seed ó ti pọ̀ jù. So tó bá máa grow lọ́la, how you gonna if ta ló máa bá ọmọ yẹn, you know, who is gonna help that boy to fight it? Kò possible now, ó máa ti pọ̀ jù ni, ó máa tún pọ̀ jù fọ́mọ yẹn ni. So that is just my own pain. That she herself, for me, she herself, ibi tèmi dúró tì lọ́rùn yẹn pé kó má rò pé Mohbad ti lọ ó ti jẹ lọ nìyẹn. No. Ọmọ ló wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yẹn, ọmọkùnrin dẹ̀ ni kó ṣàánú ọmọ yẹn. Èmi ń bẹ̀ kó ṣàánú ọmọ yẹn because gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí ìyá ẹ̀ máa ó wà níwájú kó má fìyà jẹ ọmọ yẹn ni Ọlọ́run.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct, to be honest. That boy is innocent. Nobody should cross the ball. It's not right. If anything, is how the boy should get out of his own mess caused by our adults. So, but it's quite unfortunate he found himself in the middle of things like this. But Mohbad is going to get justice. Only jẹ́ gbà tí ogun máa ti jókòó tó máa jókòó tẹ̀tẹ̀rẹ̀ tọ́rọ̀ dé dúró yìí. Ọgbọ́n, like I said, ó gba ọgbọ́n because tẹ bá rí gbogbo àwọn rọ́dọ̀rọ̀dọ̀ tó ti kó jọ sórí kínní, they would want to mess up anybody's effort. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ tó ti gbéṣẹ́ fáwọn kan nìyẹn, wọ́n ti mọ bí tí effort ti wá, and the only job they ask them to be doing now is ẹ bá bàbá ṣẹ́ yẹn jẹ́. They put them around us, àṣírí wọn tiẹ̀ ti tú báyìí. Èyí tó ti rí mọ́ ọ lọ́ ti rí mọ́ yẹn, wíwà kò sí ohun tó jẹ́ secret. But they are always on standby now. Anything tó bá jáde, any right step, ẹ wo adúrú iṣẹ́ tó pọ̀ nílẹ̀ tí ó yẹ kí public lawyer máa ṣe. Ẹ wo bọ́ ìfẹnubàjẹ́ gbogbo ilẹ̀ tẹ̀lé pull out yẹn. Ẹni tí ò sí lójú ogun, tí ò mọ what is going on, ó sọ fún yín pé ibi tí kéèsì dé dúró lélẹ̀. Ṣé bí kéèsì irọ́ tó script irọ́ ń tó àmọ́? But tí ẹ bá fẹ́ lé òótọ́ gangan, lẹ́mọ̀ pé lọ́ọ̀yà ní iṣẹ́ púpọ̀ láti ṣe. And that is where you all fell for it again, and you allowed that to pass. And nobody is going to be blamed. It's quite unfortunate, but I mean that if you come see, I put my life on the line. The best solution for me is Mohbad to get justice. Today, I have risked so many things. I've lost so many things. Kò fẹ́ jọ pé mi ò tiẹ̀ sínú movie industry mọ́. Torí mo láti kọ́kọ́ close chapter bẹ̀yẹn pé ẹ wo bí ẹ tilẹ̀kùn bẹ̀yẹn ẹ máa fèsì ẹ̀yà ẹ máa jẹ́ apáta pupa yín lọ. Let me go and get justice for this young man.
Welcome back. We can go on and on about what should have been, what should not have been, what could have happened. But as you can see, because of the stand of Mohbad's father, where he stood, a lot of people are beginning to speak in a certain way, and that's where the problem comes. In fact, let me say this is the danger that we all need to be careful about. Did you come on justice for Mohbad because of Mohbad's father? Yes, as human beings, there is always going to be some connection, some connector rather, something that brought you on board, something that prompted you, something that made you want to do certain things. It could be as a result of empathy, but we cannot lose focus on what is important. We cannot lose focus on the important, which is justice for a human being that does not have access or does not have a way of getting it for himself. If you look at it, people are beginning to soft pedal, sort of, like, that's what I'm saying. They're beginning to soft pedal on Cynthia, like, oh, Cynthia, we cannot say, and I agree to an extent that we cannot be partial about this. It is not right to be partial. We are not going to allow someone tell us where they want us to focus our mind upon. Like, as long as we are pointing fingers at Cynthia, then justice is going to be served. But if we begin to point at some of the attitude or behavior demonstrated by Mohbad's father or Mohbad's mother, then it becomes we are anti-justice. No, it doesn't work that way. People have become clear-minded, and if you look at the, some of the things that are being said there, the utterances here and there, the analysis, the explanation, or whatever you want to call it, you will realize that it is basically about the behavior of Mohbad's father and his handler. So far, what they've done, it has caused some kind of, it has created lack of trust. That's what it has created, lack of trust. People do no longer trust the man when he speaks, and they feel and believe that this man is just trying to play games. He wanted to tap on our emotion. Oh, whenever DNA is done, when DNA is done, I will then tell the world, and I will now point to the person that pied my son. People fell for that. People fell for that utterance and they went for it real hard. Like, okay, let's keep our focus on Cynthia. And Cynthia said, oh, it is Mohbad. It is not my fault. It is Mohbad that refused to get treatment. He refused to go to the hospital. And I don't want to make it appear like I'm blaming my husband for not going to the hospital. I want to blame his record label. I want to say that it is his record label who caused it. Like, it is the record label that caused this thing. Like, if they had not bullied my husband, this would never have happened. This is just the story so far. If the record label didn't bully my husband will be in good spirits. My husband will not be afraid. That's just it. He won't be afraid to go to the hospital. He won't have to think about it twice. He would just go to the hospital like any other person. But because they bullied him, because they tortured him, because they did this and that to him, that's the reason why he's afraid of hospital. About my father-in-law. My father-in-law is only interested in money. He wants it to be as if everything comes to his table and then he will now begin to dispatch, allocate. And this is not how it is going to work, because I am the legal wife of promise. So therefore, his father cannot dictate what goes in and what goes out. This is just what this is all about. This is what this is all about. Then about paternity. He knows now that this child belongs to his son. After all, I was on my own. I didn't want to have a child. It was one that came and said that a spirit told him that it's time for me to have a child, and that child is the one that is going to bury him. And that we should do quick. And he started asking personal questions such as, have I been pregnant before? Is there anything? What is the problem? And I said, oh, I don't know. I've never been pregnant. I don't know what it could be. And he said, okay, you know what? Let us begin a spiritual exercise. And he said he's going to do what he needs to do as a father. And he started to make some kind of spiritual whatever. He told us to go on prayers, and we did. I did. Like, go on the prayers so that blah 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 can happen. And eventually it happened. Now, how dare he be saying that, hey, they said that. Oh, this is my father-in-law. If I tell you about him, you guys will stone him to death. You don't know the kind of person he is. He is a terrible soul. He's a wicked man. He's this and that. This kind of man, it's because he wants us to bring everything to him so that he will be in charge of it. Because we didn't bring it to him, that is why he's manipulating the public, saying that I brought a child that does not belong to the family to my husband. We have heard it all. And Mohbad's father is like, you know what? You people should believe me. All that I'm saying is the truth. I'm not lying. You see, this girl, she's not a good girl. We heard that back then she used to go and do some pocrion with certain people in the middle of the night, whilst my own son is there begging for attention. There's nothing we've not heard. Oh, DNA. Oh, I've been ready for DNA for so long. It's my father-in-law that is not ready for DNA. It's my father-in-law that is playing games. Oh, we also heard that there is this man. This man, he has been paid or bribed by Cynthia's lawyer. This man, they say he resides in the United Kingdom of whatever. And this man, he can't come to Nigeria. He has never been in Nigeria to attend any of the, but he has representatives like his own son that comes around to do what they need to do. He said he's doing it pro bono, but somehow it is not pro bono. There is a payment that has to be done. They said, oh, that payment is not for our service, so the payment is just for us to help you get. Okay. Mohbad's father said, hey, you know that we cannot get this DNA thing done, because there is a way that we need to go about getting DNA done. The way I did mine was via tissue, and it has to be done abroad. But the day we went to through my lawyer, through the same lawyer, the day we went to get the tissue base, supposedly, you know how this story all went. It sounded so lame to a lot of people. Like, how could it be? Then I said, okay, could it be that they weren't thinking about it, or they pretended like, hey, do not let us use this to milk more money? Like, I asked myself, I said, how could it be that Mohbad, if you have not done it before, then it's a different thing. If you've done the test before, already you know it's going to be tissue based. So when you reached out to the court to issue you what you need to get what you need to get done, of course, common sense dictates that you would have said, hey, we need a tissue based kind of and not just, maybe you felt whatever is given to us is enough to cover. And then I'm like, who are the people doing this thing? Like, are they ignorant people, or they gave the job to some other lawyer who didn't have any understanding of what would be needed? Now we are back to the story. Now, what is the way out? What is the way out? You've heard a lot that has been said. That is called way out. That is called way out. You've heard it all. What has been said. How do we approach this? We're not going to sit down and then say because Mohbad's father is this, Mohbad's father didn't handle it well. He is not the decider. He's not the factor, even though it is his son that passed away. That does not mean that he is now the decider or the person that is in charge of getting justice for his son. It is past that level now. It's not about it's my son. Anything that happens to my son is my business. I can no. We've gone past that. We've gone past that. At this point, I think whoever it is that does not want to apply wisdom will get himself or herself crushed. That's just it. Wisdom is very clear, very glaring, very clear, very glaring. How the whole story played out. Everyone can see what happened. What should not have happened that happened. Everyone saw it. So now we are waiting for the court to now agree and say, okay, you know what, go and get issue based done outside of Nigeria. And then Cynthia will say, I want to get my own done in Colorado. Everyone is just coming up with stories that, you know, they are coming up with some kind of funny. These things are not sounding how, the way people expect it to sound. But then, just for the sake of justice and because people have empathy for Mohbad, that's why. If not, a lot of people would have given up. They would have given up long time. They would have given up long time on justice for Mohbad. They would have cared if justice is gotten or justice is not gotten. They would have just moved on. And they would have just done whatever it is that they need to do. I don't know if you're connecting the dots together with me on this. You've heard a lot that has been said. They've said a lot. They've said a lot. And you've seen the position of everybody on it. But what I know is that Mohbad's father can never get that attention that he got in the past. That attention that he got, he can't get that level of it anymore. People are not comfortable, they are not happy. They believe that he betrayed them, sort of. And they also feel, some people feel that Mohbad's father is not up and doing. Like, for example, okay, let's say one of the handlers or supporters of justice for Mohbad, in our own way, said that I reached out to Mohbad's father Hmm. I reached out to Mohbad's father on the so-called audio recording, but he didn't do nothing about it. So which justice are we talking about here? Which justice are we talking about here? What justice is this? What justice is this? And then the audio recording was now released at a moment that it seems Mohbad's father is already losing and finally lost.